Hi, I'm Mary, a librarian and book reviewer with a focus on stories written for kids, tweens, and teens. Today I get to share with you this book called Sniffle, Snuffle, Below, written by Barbara Ann Elder and illustrated by Sally Garland. This is the story of Jessica, who's 7 years old, and she has a sneeze that's like a dragon's roar. It's so loud, people turn to look at her whenever she sneezes in public. And whenever she sneezes, her nose starts drip, drip, dripping. Unfortunately, Jessica has never learned how to properly blow her nose, and so she turns to other, less ideal solutions instead. So her grandmother decides that it's time for Jessica to really learn how to blow her nose, but Jessica's still struggling with the process of doing so. But when she gets invited to go make some slime with friends and she sneezes while there, she realizes that learning to blow her nose might be something that is a little bit more important than she realized before. This charming story is great for especially children who are older and haven't learned how to blow their noses yet. So while it does include a lot of child-friendly illustrations and accessible language, it also really focuses on how to blow your nose properly. So if readers are on the end of the spectrum with Jessica and haven't yet learned how to blow their nose, this is a really lovely story to use to help encourage them to do so. So as you're going through the book, you see there's not a huge amount of text on each page, and there is some playfulness to that text. So there's larger font, sometimes the font is moved around a bit on the page, and you have a lot of colorful and interactive illustrations as well. So you have the emotions on the faces and also just child-friendly illustrations. You see the lines that go into making each of the characters. The colors are a little bit muted and more childlike. And then you just see the relationships between Jessica and her friends as they're going through their slime making adventure. So there's a good amount of variation in the skin tones of the children that are depicted in this book. And also because Jessica's grandmother is the one that is supporting her, there's that intergenerational connection between the characters as well. At the end of the book, there's a recipe for the slime that the kids make during the story. So for readers who want to make some slime on their own, they have a recipe with which to do so. The book itself is told in a way that is both approachable and supportive, especially of those readers who do need to learn how to blow their noses, and then also the autonomy that goes into that. So despite the fact that Jessica has all of these supportive folks around her, she has to have that intrinsic motivation to make the nose blowing actually work. So it's a beautiful story of tenacity and of growing up and of all of the factors that go into doing so, even when the timeline isn't the same for everyone. If this sounds like a great fit for you or for someone you know, I hope you look for it wherever you get your books.